Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of our Smart Investing Weekly Stock Analysis, where we take a look at popular companies and see if they're worth investing in. If you like this video, find it useful, be sure to subscribe below as we do these again on a weekly basis. You might find some good stocks here over the coming weeks, or you can even go back and look at some of our other videos as well. But today, I thought we'd talk about a transportation company because we know how I'm say prevalent that is in the news right now. I'm talking about FedEx. I think we've all heard of this business.
Real name is Federal Express. FedEx
Ah,
is the name that everybody knows it by. So it just shows you how strong this company can be because, and also too, it's kind of like Kleenex, kind
yep,
of where you
yep.
say, yeah, just FedEx us. And you might be using UPS. It's got that name that everybody knows. Just FedEx it.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason too, I think this is such a interesting situation right now. I mean, we saw they had that huge pullback here on earnings a few weeks ago. We'll take a closer look at the numbers,
Yep.
but I mean, we know the reason why this pulled back, and it's I'm not going to say it's an excuse, but we know that there's a labor shortage across this country. They can't find the workers to drive the trucks to transport all these goods that people are buying. Sounds like a pretty darn good problem to have to me.
Yeah, it's one of those good problems to have, and they will find a solution to it. Whether it's more drivers, maybe they'll do more drones, maybe they'll do something else, more technology. They'll do something to figure this out. But we see it as a great buying opportunity because of the fact that when you see a company like FedEx, I think their high was it's like 315. We'll go over this as we get more on
Yeah.
the numbers, but it's pulled back quite a bit. And this is when we say a short-term problem for a great business. And a short-term problem could last 6, 12 months. Don't think it's going to go up on Monday. But again, we look at short term as 6, 12 months, and if this company turns around over that time frame and goes from 230, it goes up 20, 30, 40%. Like, wow, we're thrilled over that 1 year return.
And I'm just going to say, I don't think they'll get all the business here, but of those, I think there's 153 large ships just sitting off the coast of Long Beach and LA. Just those two ports, not even in other ports like Savannah, Georgia. I know Florida's talked about it as well. But there's a lot of, I'm going to say, pent up demand here to transport goods. I'm sure FedEx will capture some of that demand from those ships as they start to get offloaded over the coming months. And I think we're going to have a booming holiday season, which I don't think it'll hurt FedEx. That's for darn sure.
No. And FedEx is a business to business, also business to consumer. So they have a lot of things covered here with that. I was thinking, Chase, I don't know if a day goes by when I don't see a Federal Express truck at least once during the day, many times, multiple times during the day.
It's a good point. I mean, I know, full disclosure for people, this is kind of a special one for our viewers because we actually do own FedEx in the portfolio. So we're kind of giving away a little bit of a secret here for you guys. But I was going to say, I know from owning this, just the amount of capital that they have in terms of planes, in terms of warehouses, and in terms of those trucks. I mean, they just have so much capital in those different items there that it's really impressive if you take a closer look at the numbers for the business.
And the reason I'm doing FedEx Express today is because it's trending. A lot of people are talking about it. So when we see that, we say, well, let's take a look at if this could be a good investment. And as you said, that we do hold this in our portfolio personally and for our clients as well. But that's why we saw a lot of people talking about it. So we say, hey, let's take a look at this for our viewers to see if this is a good buy. And if it is a good buy, why? You ready
Yeah.
to start?
Well, let's take a look at the numbers.
All right. So let's start off with FedEx Express. Their symbol is FDX. We can see they're in the industry of integrated freight logistics. Wow, shares float to 1.3%. So I believe they had that decline. It was all just based on no shorting. It was just people selling out of it. Institutional ownership, well, that looks like 75.4%. Look at this PE ratio, Chase, at 12.4. That's half the industry at 25.7. Tells us we're not paying very much at all for the earnings of this company. Price to sales looking good as well, 0.7 versus 1.3. Price to book value, 2.5, also half the industry. And wow, look at that price to tangible book value, 3.5, almost 1/10 of the industry at 32.6. Price to cash flow, not disappointing, 6.5 versus 11.8. Again, these are valuation ratios. You want all of them lower than the industry average. And that PEG ratio going forward, 1.1 versus 6.1 tells you're not paying very much for the future growth of Federal Express. Going on down to the earnings, we see the earnings for the 1 year change up 177.6%, almost triple the industry at 61.4. Even their 5 year earnings growth, 22.8 versus 9%. Sales for the 1 year change, you got 21.2, well above the industry of 5.4. Sales, the 5 year average, 10.4 versus 4.8. And the 5 year estimated growth going forward, 11.8 versus 9.9. Chase, yeah, I'm just wondering, people that sold this company, did they see these numbers? I mean, why would they be selling out the stock? It's just kind of
I
crazy
think it's
to
just the short-term point of view that a lot of people have right now. I mean, this is just phenomenal, and I don't see the growth for this company slowing down. And you get great valuations. I think it's a steal here so far.
Yeah, I think people are feeling like, oh, I'm a trader, I can trade. Well, we'll see long term, but usually investors are the one that smile down the road. But moving on here, we do say they pay a dividend 1.3%, just slightly under the industry at 1.6. But the payout ratio, they use less than 15% of the earnings to pay that out versus the industry using 42% of that. We do see that they have increased their dividend 15.4% over the 1 year, 5 year, 13.4%. They keep increasing the dividend. That's very nice. Let's take a look at the balance sheet here to see how strong that is. We do say current ratio showing the liquidity 1.5. That's just slightly above the industry at 1.4. Now, debt to equity is 150%, which is above the industry at 1.2. That could be a little bit of a problem. Don't like seeing that, but we know the financials, and we know the assets and the intangibles that they have. So we are watching that, but it's just something that normally at 1.5 we would be a little bit concerned. We do see the days sales outstanding 46.7 versus 49.7. That does beat the industry there. Looking at the net profit margin for Federal Express, 5.9, another number, also above the industry at 4.8. Return on equity 20.9 versus 31.9. I'm still very happy returning 20.9% on the equity of the company. Chase?
Next up, let's take a look here at the current price for FedEx, Federal Express, ticker symbol again, FDX, $232.99. The 52-week high, wow, it almost touched $320 as it was $319.90. Not quite there, but almost. That did occur on May 27th of this year. 52-week low, though, $216.34. That occurred here recently on October 5th, and I believe that was shortly after that announcement for their earnings that I'm going to say caused the traders to sell. I think investors were licking their chops with that decline. You can see year to date, it is actually down about 9.5%, while a lot of the market is up. I think this is a phenomenal opportunity to get into FedEx, given a lot of these numbers. But as always, we want to look at the target sell price first to see what we're paying for those future earnings. We're going to go out to May 2023 in this case for FedEx. You see the average estimate for earnings per share, $22.07. Well, gosh, that would give us a target sell price of $366.36. I mean, just a phenomenal valuation. You can see 12.5% estimated growth year over year on those earnings. That's phenomenal. Forward PE 10.56. That's a great value. I mean, I don't know what these people are missing when they're taking a close look at FedEx.
Well, I was trying to figure it out, but I forgot what you said the target sell price was. 366, you said?
Yes, 366.
So that's probably what, about a 70% potential gain?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a nice appreciation there.
So, I mean, I like the company. The only thing I don't like is their debt to equity is a little bit high. You can look at the balance sheet and see how that is increasing or decreasing. I do believe they have a lot of cash on the balance sheet, but there's very few things wrong with this company. A lot of things could go right. Don't expect to buy it at 232 today and expect it to be at 400 tomorrow. But just think about a good investment for the long term. Where will this business be 2, 3, 4 years down the road? I don't think they're going to be down and out. I think they'll be doing much more. And I'm just thinking, I bet you 5 years from now, Chase, they probably will be using drones of some sort to do some deliveries or something.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I mean, the big thing that took them down was the labor shortage. I don't expect that to be resolved this quarter or not even next quarter. But I don't think, as you said, 5 years from now, I don't think it's going to be hampering their ability to grow as it is currently. And we know, again, that opportunity to grow is quite nice. And it's hard to find companies that have great valuations, especially in this market, that still offer that growth potential in terms of the earnings and the sales. I mean, especially you're getting about 10% plus on that estimated earnings growth. I mean, that's just phenomenal. And that's why that peg was such a strong number there. Hard to find companies like FedEx in this market. And I think it could be a great winner for people to get in at the right price.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we like it. There's what you have there on Federal Express. We like the numbers, and kind of nice to find one that really, and you don't find these very often. You don't find a Federal Express going on sale like this. This is like a blue light special sale. Do you remember
Yeah.
what that is from Kmart?
No, I don't remember that.
That's for our old viewers.
Well, anyways, thank you all for joining us here today. If you found this informational useful, be sure again to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to those videos so you get notified of our upcoming videos. I think we'll have some other winners. I don't know. FedEx was a pretty darn good one, though. It's going to be hard to top to this episode. But just as a reminder, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be used as investment advice. If you are interested in learning more about our investment advisory practice, our investment philosophy, be sure to visit our website, smartinvesting2000.com. Again, that's smartinvesting2000.com.